So time!
This is Ashley with Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times companies pissed off anime fans.
We've been preparing our whole lives for this day.
One more punch and say goodbye to your friend! Now pummel his head flatter than the shape of the earth!
Mr. Helmeppo!
For this list, we're going to be looking over the times where companies the world over incurred the wrath of otaku. Think we missed a key nerd outrage? Let us know in the comments, and as always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which anime list you want to see next. Number 10, BBC confuses Gundam for a Transformer. Now the Tokyo Olympics. A time for Japan to show off what they're all about. One of its most notable and beloved, at least in terms of geekdom, being that its life-size replica of the Unicorn Gundam could occasionally be seen in the background of the various events.
Gundam!
Someone should have given the person working the BBC Sport Twitter account a quick lesson on the Universal Century, on account that they posted about said Gundam and called it a Transformer. The new type Reckoning followed swiftly after. Number 9, Netflix refuses to bring back Evangelion cast. The announcement that Netflix was bringing this downer of a sci-fi masterpiece to the masses via streaming was met with grand acclaim. After all, it was ideal for those who had yet to sink their teeth into the ballad of Shinji's inability to get in the bloody robot.
I can't pilot that thing!
And then came the announcement that the original English cast, as well as the signature ending track of Fly Me to the Moon, would not be making a return. Spike Spencer and the rest are practically synonymous with Evangelion by this point, and yet their pleas and petitions were shot down.
I cannot pilot this thing!
On a happier note, turns out that Amazon has rehired them for the dub of 3.0 plus 1.0. Thanks, Amazon. Number 8, Kodansha's reductive Steven Universe comments. The land of the lustrous certainly turned a few heads, both to the fondness fans had for the source material, as well as how its anime adaptation did wonders with CGI. Obviously, being a publisher first, Kodansha wanted to sell as many volumes of the manga as possible, and one avenue they took was by printing on the back that Land of the Lustrous was a great new manga that fans of Steven Universe could enjoy, because, you know, female characters named after gemstones. This came off as a tad desperate, especially with how the manga was published a whole year before Steven Universe's first release. Number 7, Anime NYC bans cosplay. You know you're stepping in it when you deny cosplayers the chance to dress up however they like and as whoever they want. In this case, Anime NYC forbade anyone from cosplaying as characters from the saga of Tanya the Evil, due to their policy on attendants dressing up as anyone from fictional hate groups. There's plenty of debate here to be had, but what really rubbed people the wrong way was how, while putting the ban on Tanya costumes, they were also promoting the upcoming Tanya movie at the exact same time. Number 6, 4Kids destroys One Piece. Nowadays, should you choose, there is a perfectly serviceable dub of One Piece over on Funimation, one that lives up to the beloved source material, that is still rocking on to this day and spitting out animated gold. But that wasn't always the case.
One more punch and say goodbye to your friend! Now pummel his head flatter than the shape of the earth!
Mr. Helmeppo!
There was a time, a dark, dark time, where 4Kids Entertainment had their claws all over it.
Sanji? If you know what's good for you, just keep sucking your candy!
Please, you think your little threats scare me?
And what was the result? Censorship galore. Weapons were swapped out, character deaths were rewritten, whole arcs were dropped, and they made Sanji sound like this.
So, a few puffs of his fish gills, and it's lights out, Scrathead.
Number 5, using anime characters as Olympic ambassadors. Again with the Olympics, though this topic of contention is a tad murkier. Announced back in 2017, several anime characters were selected by the Japanese Olympic Committee to serve as Tokyo Olympic ambassadors. You can kind of see where they're coming from. After all, the likes of Goku, Naruto, Astro Boy, and Sailor Moon are all iconic in their own way. And yet, some fans weren't having it. On one side, you had, "Don't you dare use my beloved anime character for such crooked means." And on the other, Astro Boy was made by a doctor. Don't you dare have him encourage large gatherings in the midst of a pandemic. Lots of stuff like that, really. Number 4, High Guardian Spice, Crunchyroll's non-Japanese anime. Well, this was an anger volcano.
We've been preparing our whole lives for this day.
Detested from its inception, the reveal of High Spice Guardian, which was marketed as an original magical girl anime, caused a lot of pushback. The majority of this was due to complaints from fans who saw it as a sign that Crunchyroll was using their money to fund American-based projects, instead of the subbed Japanese content everyone had signed up for. Maybe it would have been better received if they hadn't pushed their behind-the-scenes video, and if the whole thing didn't look like Little Witch Academia's sparkly, sugar-high, less successful cousin. Number 3, the Pokemon Company Dexits the old cast. We all grew up watching the original adventures of Ash and Company.
And we're going all the way.
Traveling the land, catching Pokemon, beating gym leaders, blowing up Team Rocket's budget, failing at every league he entered. Those were the glory days. And all of it was helmed by a great dubcast that continues to endear us to this day. Unfortunately, 4Kids lost the rights, the cast was swapped out, and before we knew it, we were greeted with a bunch of unknowns.
I'm having an awesome time being able to battle such a strong trainer like you, Alon.
Not throwing shade at the new cast who have continued to carry the torch, it's just that we really miss Veronica Taylor.
Now! Go, Pikachu!
Number 2, Harmony Gold holds Robotech prisoner. Plenty of fans grew up with this dub, and without its influence, it's fair to say that a lot of great anime wouldn't have made it over to the West. While the situation has apparently been resolved as of this year, for the longest time Harmony Gold held the name of Robotech in a vice, and they weren't afraid to lash out with the legal whip if anyone tried to infringe on it. Kind of tricky when your series is based on a mesh of 3 anime under the Macross banner, which in itself has a dozen of other spin-offs.
Sorry, Rick, but it's so tough.
As you can imagine, it made distribution over in the States a living nightmare, and fans of the alien-busting idol romp were none too pleased. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Netflix Americanizes Death Note. Live-action anime are a gamble and a half. Some turn out decent, others are botched up wastes of time. And that's including all of the ones made over in Japan. So what chance did Hollywood have? Alas, even with all the money in the world, nothing could stop this version of the beloved occult detective thriller from turning out dead on arrival. The stand-in for Light was terrible, the story was so up itself it was constipating.
Rule 28. Each death must be physically possible, so no shark attacks while someone's on the toilet.
and somehow managed to offend both fans and newcomers alike. Yet somehow this travesty is getting a sequel.
You put my name in it, didn't you?
It was only if you took the book, and I thought I could convince you not to take it.
Are you kidding me?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.